More than enough. Janelle sat on the edge of her bed, her phone screen glowing with another dry, half-hearted text. My bad, I fell asleep. You good though? She stared at it for a second, heart sinking. Not because she didn't expect it, but because a part of her had hoped this time would be different. It wasn't. It was never different. She'd been talking to Marcus for almost 4 months. And at first, it felt like magic. He had charm. He texted good morning. He asked about her goals. He even called her beautiful in a way that made her cheeks warm. But lately, it felt like she was chasing someone who only moved when it was convenient. The effort dropped. The calls became short. Her texts sat on read 4 hours, sometimes days. But whenever she pulled back, he'd come right back with, I miss you, or, I've just been busy, or, you know I care about you. And she'd believe it. Because a part of her was tired of starting over. Tired of waiting for someone who would love her right. But that night, something shifted. Janelle looked in the mirror and didn't see someone who was hard to love. She saw a girl who had been loyal. Soft. Giving. A girl who'd shown up for someone who never matched her energy. And suddenly, she realized. She was begging for the bare minimum. And she was done. The next morning, she woke up early. Not for anyone else, but for herself. She turned off her notifications, tied her braids up neatly, put on her black workout set, and headed to the park with her journal. There was something powerful about walking alone. Like each step was a reminder that she didn't need to shrink herself for anyone who wasn't ready. She found a bench and opened her journal. At the top of the page, she wrote, I deserve someone who chooses me, fully. Not just when it's easy. Tears slipped down her cheek as she wrote everything she'd been too afraid to say out loud. I don't want to be someone's maybe. I want consistency, not confusion. I want love that's loud, not love I have to guess about. I want peace, not patterns that make me question my worth. And then, she wrote a new affirmation. I am not hard to love. I've just been loving people who don't know how to receive it. That evening, when Marcus sent another WID at 10:52 p.m., she didn't reply. Not because she was trying to be petty, but because she was done playing small to keep someone who didn't see her fully. Instead, she took a shower, made her favorite tea, lit a candle, and listened to SZA while she painted her toes. She smiled at her reflection, not because anything big had happened, but because she finally felt like she was coming back to herself. Over the next few weeks, Janelle focused on healing. She unfollowed people who drained her. She stopped explaining her standards. She threw herself into her creative work and started posting poetry online again, words about softness, strength, and starting over. And people noticed. DMs from girls saying, this is exactly how I feel. Comments like, thank you for putting this into words. Even a message from a small online magazine asking if she'd be open to publishing her pieces. She almost cried reading it. Because a few months ago, she was doubting her worth over a man who couldn't even be bothered to reply. And now, she was reconnecting with her voice, her power, her purpose. One day, Marcus texted again. This time, a full paragraph. Hey. I know I didn't do right by you. I've been thinking about you a lot. I miss how you were always there for me. Can we talk? Janelle read it slowly. The old her would have jumped at the chance. But the new her, the one who had been showing up for herself every day. She smiled sadly and replied, I appreciate you reaching out, but I've moved on. I'm choosing peace. Take care. She put her phone down and breathed deep. For the first time in a long time, she felt free. Moral of the story. You don't have to settle for crumbs when you deserve the whole cake. Love shouldn't make you question your worth or beg for attention. Protect your peace. Stand on your standards. You are not hard to love, you just need to love yourself enough to walk away from anything that doesn't see your value.